On March 16th, Matthew Aucoin and I will be giving the premiere of his new song cycle, Merrill Songs, that Matthew has written for me and that he will be playing and performing with me. I'm really looking forward to it because it's such a special, unique privilege to get to not just premiere a song, but to get to perform it with a composer.
Merrill Songs is a co-commission between Carnegie Hall here in New York and Wigmore Hall in London. We'll premiere the songs at Carnegie next month in March, and we'll take them to Wigmore sometime next year, hopefully. I'm really looking forward to that. Wigmore has an extraordinary atmosphere. It's kind of like the greatest living room you've ever sat in, which happens to also be a concert venue.
When Carnegie came to me and offered me this recital at Zankel Hall about over 2 years ago, they also extended the invitation for me to invite a composer to write a premiere for me as part of Carnegie Hall's celebration of their 125th anniversary. And Matt was the first person who came to my mind. He still is and was then very young, but I had seen some of his work and was very intrigued by him and his immense talent. And my intuition was spot on because he's produced a really great set of songs for me. And he started showing me music almost a year ago, and he's been working on it for a very long time and sharing whatever he can with me as it's come along. So it's been great to be able to have a lot of time to absorb his music as it's come in. And now that we're close to the recital, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty of bringing the songs to life.
It's always a treat to write for a specific performer. I think it's what keeps us composers grounded. It's risky for us to write in the abstract, off in some ivory tower. And when an artist has the kind of integrity and vocal flexibility that Paul does, it's an extra pleasure. Without going into too many specifics, Paul's voice has this amazing honeyed quality and an evenness across the range, which allows the music to speak. It's not just about hitting some ringing high note or showboating. It's about communication, and so I can really trust him as an artist, and that's liberating for me. This song cycle sets what Merrill called his lyrics of love and loss. There's love poems, there's poems about old age, there's poems about the environment, and they all kind of talk to each other. It starts with a poem called A Downward Look, which imagines looking at the ocean from high above, probably in a plane, and imagining the plug being pulled, like in a bathtub, the plug being pulled on the oceans. And the cycle ends with a poem called An Upward Look, which is from the opposite perspective. It might as well be written lying on your back looking at the night sky. And so it follows this arc from seeing signs of danger and examining his own relationships and being in love and feeling life take its course, and then by the end coming to this amazing acceptance that everything is passing.
As Matt was discussing with the Merrill poetry, it has a lot of layers. He's addressing many different things at the same time often. So there's absolutely talk about the environment and nature, and there's some very personal aspects of the poetry that are about love, relationships, sexuality, and things like that as well. And as I've spent a lot of time now learning Matt's songs and really trying to understand the poetry, it has been really eye-opening as the different layers of this poetry has presented itself to my awareness, because it seems on the surface very lyrical, simple poetry in a lot of ways, and I think that speaks to Merrill's great talent and skill in refining everything to its a very simple, structured form. But in fact, there are really great depths of meaning and layers of references and very complex structure going on in beneath the surface that's very simple. So it's easy to be fooled into thinking that these are just simply love songs or simply songs about nature. But in fact, not only are they about all of those things at once, but by synthesizing a lot of different topics into a very dense poem, he creates really a way of addressing all of human experience in these seemingly simple lyric songs.